Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV.
Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me, as always, my co-host, Reeves. Say what's up.
What's up, everyone? Happy holidays, as we'll hear a lot in the episode we review. We say it every 5 minutes.
And we cannot be specific on which holiday because of the lawyers, but happy holidays to whichever holiday you take part in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Whatever.
Okay, and the person you just heard, because he wouldn't wait for me to introduce him, Brian's here. Third mic.
Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays.
That's too specific. That's too specific.
Who knows what that is?
You guys would say ho, ho, ho for any other holidays?
Only Kwanzaa.
Well, see, I could, yeah. Yeah, I was being pretty obvious that it was Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're always doing black stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in trouble because I mentioned Kwanzaa. And so if you say it 5 times, Candyman shows up.
It's just,
So-
yeah, it just happens.
Yeah. So
He says, good enough, close enough.
Yeah. He looks at you in the mirror and is like, come on, man. He brings the Kanara and everything. Welcome to season 4, episode 18 of Pod Chef. We're going to be talking about season 3, episode 18 of Top Chef. You know, it's a holiday special, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holiday special. And we're not going to say we're not going to say what holiday. We can't say what holiday.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
can't.
But you know what isn't a holiday? When we kind of veer off and we kind of talk about Hollywood. You know, that's not a holiday. Hollywood is work. Hollywood is real. I mean, obviously, you know, we're all writers in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken you to the writer's room a number of times on this show. We've
Mhm.
shown you scripts. We read scripts from Tom. I don't know if we have another script from Tom or anything. But Hollywood isn't a holiday. Don't get that confused. It doesn't say on the Hollywood Hills, holiday. It says Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. It
And
does.
And
wood.
then one time it said Hollyweed.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
One time it said Hollyweed. Some people call it Hollyweird,
I've heard that too.
but I've not heard it called Holiday. So let's not start that because it's not a holiday out there.
No,
We're all working hard.
it's not a vacation.
We don't like leaving our wives and having to really put our noses to the grindstone.
No, I hate that.
But sometimes we have to do things that we get from Tom Colicchio that are straight from Hollyweird. And I think we have another one of those things today, don't we?
I don't know how this happened, but he sent me pages.
Okay, so now you know he's desperate.
Whoa.
Because he's sending third mic pages. When he was sending them, he was hand delivering them to me. I mean, as he should. I'm the host. And then he was sending them to Reeves.
Yeah, I got all.
And now I assume he like attached it to a crow, and it flew and dropped it off somewhere around your house in West Orange, New Jersey.
There was a person dressed as a bird came and gave it to me, and he
So-
said
Okay.
he said there's a song that I'm supposed to do, and I said please don't do the song, and he did the song, but then also gave me the pages.
What was the song?
The song was "Hello, how are you? I'm a bird. Can't you see? Here's a gift from your friend Tommy C." And they did like this weird little dance.
Okay.
And it was like a TikTok dance. And he
Mhm.
told me,
Okay.
he said, this is a TikTok dance. And
You
he's
said it
doing the
was
TikTok
a
dance.
cluck cluck dance.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
And he gave me the pages, and then I had to tip him. I tipped him.
Oh, you
That's
tipped.
nice.
Okay,
You
let's. How
always
much
gotta
did you
tip.
tip? Let's coordinate this tip. If we
Well,
all
the
got
issue
these
is
pages,
that I didn't know how much Tom had paid for this, so I didn't know what 20% was.
right?
That was the issue.
That makes it hard. So how much
Yeah,
did you
that
give
does.
him?
I
How
gave him
much you give him?
$100.
Oh,
Too much.
That
That's way too
seems
much.
like
That's too
way
much?
too
That's
much.
way too
You
much.
don't think Tom paid $1,000? $2,000?
Okay, so
perfect.
now
That was
we
perfect.
know what kind
was
of tip
perfect.
you give, what
Yeah.
percentage. Okay, well,
that was perfect. That was perfect.
different than what most people do, but interesting.
Perfect. Brian thinks that 20% of $1,000
Look,
is
I was on the
$100.
spot. I was on the spot,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
I'm also dumb.
That's
Okay.
not true.
I'm
It's
blue
not true.
collar. I'm blue collar through and through, salt of the earth.
Well, you're the
That's
people's
okay.
champ. That's what people
Yeah,
have told me that listen to the podcast. They say Brian is for the people. He speaks for
Yes.
the people. He's the people's
Mhm,
champ.
mhm. I don't talk down to others like Jamal and Reeves do.
Yep, we do.
I'm one of you.
Mm-hmm.
I am your fat family member,
Think about
as
think
most
of
of them are in America.
think of Brian. If we want to do this in Top Chef terms, I'm kind of like a seared scallop. Reeves is kind of like a beautiful duck breast,
Mm,
and Brian is a chicken thigh.
yes,
I'll take that.
chicken thigh. And what we know a lot
Well,
about chicken.
Yeah,
in
we
Top
know about
Chef
chicken
world.
and Top
Yeah.
Chef. It's not liked. Don't cook it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit of an old rooster.
There you go. Yeah,
Mm.
that's what you are. You're an old rooster.
Cocoa Bob.
I'm a bit of a
Coco
Coco Bon.
Go on. So let's get into these pages.
Okay. Oh, Reeves?
Can you not hear me?
No, were you saying something?
No.
Oh, I thought someone said something.
Okay, so I'm the
False
host,
start,
and I
false
can
start.
so
False
I
start.
can
Reset
see
5
when
yards.
I know when my co-host has something to say, so I leave space for that, and I didn't. So you should have just kept going there.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So these aren't numbered. And we've been giving the page numbers. These aren't numbered. It just says the end of the
Got it.
script.
He's so
Whoa.
desperate. Okay,
It says the end of the script. It
he
says,
must have
Holy
lost his
shit.
mind at this point in the script.
Yeah.
well, the top says, like, whatever happens, this is the end. So
Okay.
he might have written this part first.
Okay,
It kind of seems like. And he was, like, writing backwards to this.
this is like a backwards herald.
Yeah.
A
That
backwards
was where
herald,
my
literally.
Is this like a?
that's where my
Backwards
head
Herald?
went to. The backwards herald.
He started writing at the end. He started writing third B and said, "I'll work backwards from here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a mystery novel where you start with the ending
Yeah.
and work your
Yeah.
way back.
And then it's like 2 years earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And he didn't give me any music. The notes just say, like, make it easy on you, is what it said. So,
Okay. So
Hmm.
car words.
all right, here we go.
Do we have any parts?
No, I'll just read it because I don't know. It doesn't. He didn't say to give it to you guys. He just said, read this.
Selfish.
Just read it.
selfish.
Okay.
Selfish. Selfish. All right, keep going.
Okay. Exterior, New York City, the Lower East Side, 1975. Group of young, dirty children play stickball in the middle of a
What the
bustling
fuck?
city street. What?
Hold on. 1975?
Yeah, 1975.
How
Yeah.
the fuck did we get to 1975? Were
I'm
we
just
in the
reading it.
future?
This is my first time reading it too.
And this is the end of the movie.
This is the
okay.
end of the movie.
Okay. Well, sometimes this happens in movies,
Oh.
like epics. At the very end,
Yeah.
it kind of cuts back to the very beginning of someone's life.
Maybe
as
that's
a
what it
way
is.
to,
Maybe
like,
that's what it is.
Yes,
yeah, bookend
All right.
things. So let's see.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry for interrupting.
Yeah,
It probably will
dirty-
happen again, but keep going.
Dirty
A group
children.
of young, dirty children play stickball in the middle of a bustling city street. Women hang wet clothes on lines between apartment buildings as they yell in Italian to each other. The fire hydrant has been opened so that the little kids can play in the spraying water. And an old man pushes a hot dog cart.
Are you
Also-
putting Italian music for this?
I can.
And as a reminder, this is 1975.
Yep,
Mhm.
1975.
It is not any earlier than that. It's 1975.
Yeah,
On
and
the
I
dot.
think this next part helps. It says also hookers and pimps are on every corner. That really puts you there. 1975. New York
Okay.
City. A 13-year-old Tommy Colicchio stands on an old shoe they've designated as the pitcher's mound. His shoulder-length blonde hair blows softly beneath a tattered Yankees cap.
Wow.
He peers towards the catcher, who flashes one finger. Tommy shakes his head no. He flashes two fingers. Tommy shakes his head no.
Doesn't want to change up, okay?
He flashes three fingers. Tommy smirks a sly smile.
Oh,
He
boy.
spits into his hand and massages the ball in his glove. Takes a step back into his windup and lets go of the meanest curveball you've ever seen. The thing seems to switch directions at least 3 times before the batter takes a pathetic swing and doesn't even come close to the ball. The
Now,
batter.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But this sounds more like a screwball than a curveball.
I don't
This
know
is what
baseball.
this is what he wrote. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, usually the curveball has like one change of direction from either high to low or low to high. You said there's multiple changes here. This sounds like a screwball to me.
These are also kids, so maybe they don't know.
Yeah,
think
they're
kids
too-
have
Well,
two-
he knew well enough to shake off a fastball and a changeup and go with number 3.
But what we do know about the kids is they're very dirty. So
Mhm.
maybe
That's
that
true.
also means they're dumb too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to take that
Yeah.
into consideration.
So
That's
they,
true.
they don't know the differences.
All right, keep going.
Okay. This is from the batter. Whoa, Tommy, that's one mean curve you got there.
Okay,
Tommy
so
chuckles
there's
to him.
black kids. That's good.
Tommy
That's
chuckles
good.
to himself. You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you? As everyone busts up in laughter, Tommy notices they're being watched by a pair of eyes behind a car. Tommy squints to see who it is. Tommy, hey kid, what are you doing over there? Upon being spotted, the young boy comes out from behind the car. He's dressed like the guitarist from AC/DC. Tommy, why are you spying on us over there, kid? The young boy meekly speaks up. I ain't from around here. Didn't want to ruffle any feathers with me presents.
Okay.
Everyone,
So it
everyone
sounds like
except
it
for
might
Tommy.
be him.
Everyone
I like
except
this.
for Tommy giggles at the boy. This is the catcher.
Listen to him. He sounds like a Brit.
Everyone holds
Oh,
up their
man.
pinkies and pretends to sip tea while laughing at the boy. The young boy turns to leave, but Tommy chases after him. He catches up to him immediately because he's a very athletic child and puts his arm around him. Hey,
Nice.
don't worry about them. What's your name? The young boy sniffles.
Craig. Danny Craig.
Tommy. Nice to meet you, Danny. I'm Tommy. Not from
Alright.
here, huh? Danny. That's right. Me family just moved here from London. Tommy. Well, Danny, I think this calls for a good old American celebration. Tommy puts 2 fingers in his mouth, whistles, and gestures to the old man pushing the hot dog cart. The hot dog vendor sees him and nervously makes his way over to Tommy.
Uh-huh.
Hot dog vendor. Hey, Tommy. How's it going? Tommy. 2 hot dogs, please. And make them Tommy's way. The hot dog vendor takes a deep breath before unlocking a hidden compartment in his cart, revealing a stainless steel table full of ingredients.
Okay.
He frantically shucks a dozen oysters, then fillets a whole sea bass. He tosses the
shit.
oysters and sea bass into a food grinder. He delicately slips an empty casing over the spout and grinds the meat. He throws the sausages onto a pan, scorching the outside but being sure to leave the contents slightly cooked.
Yeah.
Throws them on 2 buns with sunchokes and mustard and fennel seed white wine reduction. He hands them to the boys, and Tommy tosses the vendor a nickel.
So
He
cheap
over-
for
he
all
tipped.
that
Hey,
work.
I just want to say he tipped appropriately. That's what we
Man.
needed. Wow. Okay. For 1970, a nickel is a big tip. That's a big tip.
This is Danny. So Fist is an American hot dog. Tommy, as American as apple tart tartine.
Apple
the
tart
most
latte.
American thing you can have.
That is the most American dessert.
Yeah.
Danny takes a huge bite. Tommy takes a nibble before tossing it aside. Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All that work.
And he's been doing it for a young age. He's been eating the way we see him eat on the show.
He
That's
really
nice.
This is Tommy. Now, wanna play stickball? Danny. Stickball? Is that what you blokes been doing? Tommy. It's easy. Come on.
I like that Danny's voice is kind of changed a little bit.
Mm.
Hey,
Do
he's
like
going
a
to
diff-
Germany.
Yeah, he's like a
He's going
different
to
part
Germany.
of London now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like South London now.
They head over to the gang. Tommy. All right, fellas, we got a new player. Everyone meet Danny. He's cool. A tiny voice is heard from a window above the gang. Tiny voice.
I thought you said you didn't need any more players.
Tommy looks up to see a young Indian girl pouting on her window. We didn't, but now we do. Sorry, Padma. Maybe next time. The whole gang laughs and Padma closes her window in anger. Tommy. All right, Danny, you go out there in right field. You can take my glove. All you have to do is if the ball comes to you, catch it. Got it? Danny. I guess. Danny runs to left field first. An extraterrestrial dressed in a woman's dress and hat points for him to go to the other side of the field. Danny. Thanks. Back at home plate, Tommy's up to bat. All right, Danny, look alive. The pitcher tosses the first pitch. Tommy crushes it. It's a screaming dinger towards right field. Danny follows it back. Back. He jumps for it, but misses as it goes over a building. Danny can see it went into the alley behind the building. Danny, don't worry, I'll get it. As Danny makes his way into the alley, everyone screams, "No!"
Oh, no.
And they run towards him. Tommy is the fastest one, of course, but he can't get
course.
there before Danny enters the alley. Danny picks up the ball. Look, guys, I got it. Danny turns to leave, but behind him hears the growl of something big. Something really big. He turns to look at it, but before he can, he's dragged out of the alley. Tommy,
Oh, no.
whoa. You never go in that alley. You trying to get killed? Danny, what was that? Tommy, that was the beast. Last kid that went into this alley never came back. Danny, that was close. Thank you, Tommy. You saved my life. I owe you one. The words "I owe you one" echo as he fade back into the present. Interior, Padma's White House, night. Ken and Dale hold Tom's arms while Padma has a gun pointed directly at his forehead. Daniel Craig is being restrained by Gale, his crotch covered in dried blood. Daniel Craig. Padma! You don't have to do this. Padma. Shut up, Daniel Craig. We both know you don't have the balls to do anything. Daniel Craig looks down at his crotch. Padma. Now, where was I? Oh, right. She cocks the gun. Tom, please pack your knives. And Gale screams. Daniel Craig has managed to bite her, and if you remember from the hot dog, he takes huge bites. Gale lets go of Daniel. Daniel darts towards Padma as she pulls the trigger to shoot Tom. But before she can, Daniel jumps in front of the gun. Bang! Daniel falls to the ground. Tommy. No! Danny! You didn't have to do that! Danny lies on the floor in a pool of his own blood. Daniel Craig. I owed you one. Thank you for making me feel like a real American. Tom's eyes well up with tears, but he doesn't cry.
It's too brave.
Tom, as American as apple tart poutine. Daniel Craig dies. Padma. Oh well. Now it's your turn, Tom. She lifts the gun to Tom's head, but then all the lights go out. Padma. Somebody get the lights. Get the lights! Get the lights! When the lights come back on, Malachi Black is standing in front of Padma.
Oh, shit.
She screams. The lights go out again. When they come back, every black contestant from Top Chef is in the room. Malachi Black.
Man.
House of Black. Attack!
Yeah. Yeah.
Black attack.
A massive brawl breaks out, but Padma's able to sneak out. Tom sees her leave, and he follows her. Exterior, White House roof, night. It's pouring rain. Padma runs towards a running helicopter on the roof of the White House. Tom runs on the roof and sees Padma getting in. He looks around on the ground and finds a rock. He picks it up, shakes his head twice, and spits in his hand before throwing the rock. It whizzes past Padma. She laughs, but then it curves around the chopper and smashes her in the face.
Oh no! Wow.
He reaches her, and they have a fucking awesome fist fight, exchanging punches that would kill anyone else. It goes on for like 5 minutes before finally Padma is knocked off the side of the White House. She manages to hang on. Tom stands above her. Padma. Tom, help me. I can make you rich. I can make you powerful. I can make you Top Chef. Tom. Padma. Pack your knives and go to hell. He stops her hands and she falls to her death.
Nice.
Sure.
And then it says the end. Question mark? Exterior, Hawaii, day. Tom sits on a beach sipping a fruity drink, 2 beautiful women on each side of him. They are approached by a waiter. The waiter. Will that be all, sir? Tom lowers his glasses. Tom. Actually, I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
Heavy metal music plays, and that's the end.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's the DX music that plays.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That feels like a good ending to me. I feel like it works with the rest of the script.
Yeah.
I would maybe make an argument that some of the scripts in the middle seemed a little confused with the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it would be more appropriate for like a mini series or something. But this one kind of ties the worlds together.
Yeah.
So I did like that.
This was good.
Some
This
emotional
is-
moments, not really
Yeah,
going for
I mean,
like
we-
a ton of
we
laughs
got-
in that one.
We got the backstory of Danny Craig.
We know why Daniel Craig's in the movie now, at
Yeah,
least.
now
Yes.
I know why. Yeah.
Yes. Which was
You
important.
just have to get to the end of the more than 1,000 pages of
Yeah,
the
then
movie to
Then
get
it makes
to,
sense.
Then it makes sense. So if you have the time to sit and wait for that long of a movie and watch it, it's gonna have a payoff that's
It's got a
gonna be
great payoff.
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, like, we don't even know what happened to like Tom's powers that he had in the beginning of the movie, Matrix-like powers.
Mm-hmm.
That's
When he was
right.
being tortured. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was also
Maybe-
in Thailand.
yeah,
That was
We also
happening.
don't know really like what's going on in the world,
yeah.
Yeah,
why
yeah,
Padma wants him dead, and why you can't cook.
Yeah.
Weird there were no Cuisinbots in this final scene either. Maybe they're all
Yeah.
dead.
Maybe
Yeah, they all
they've been-
destroyed. Maybe
Yeah, it seems like they're only used sometimes throughout the movie.
I
Yeah.
did see a script. I'll say this: Tom did send me a script that
Oh.
it was labeled "The Death of Cyberdyne." So I think
Okay.
the Cuisinbots, they at some point in time, Tom and Daniel Craig go to Cyberdyne, which is spelled cyber and then dine like you were dining for food.
I see.
Mhm.
I see.
And that's literally where they make the Cuisinbots. So
And they kill them all. It's probably
yeah,
a
and they
pretty cool
destroy them
scene.
all. Yeah,
Wow. Well, I guess
All
that's
right.
the end of the movie. I guess
that's the end of the movie.
We're
don't
not
have
going to get any more
we're not gonna
scripts
be-
or
no
anything
more
like that.
scripts. I'm sure there's someone there who's like, thank God we don't have to go through this anymore. There's no
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
no more movies. And that person left us a review, and I guess that's the most we should talk about it.
I think, listen, I have asked, I don't even know how long ago it was at this point, for reviews of criticism, constructive criticism. And you know what? We got it.
we finally got it.
I will say that your criticism is valid. Is something that I have not heard, not just from this review, but from other people. This exact request of putting a timestamp of when the actual review starts. And I'll say we're going to start doing it. Fair review. Perfectly fair.
Why would you want to miss all this gold in the
This
beginning?
is my
though?
favorite part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck the review. I'm here for the scripts, with the report cards.
I want to
catching
know what
up.
Jamal ate for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am fascinated by if you were a person that is consistently listening to this podcast and the review part is the part that you like the most, and you are not a friend or family member of ours,
Yeah.
I am very interested in what you like about that. So write in, let us know, and we'll do
Yeah.
more of it. And if you don't
Yeah.
like things, we'll change it.
Yeah. This podcast will literally change based on all the reviews. So
We'll do anything,
it
Yeah.
will do anything.
but
that's
we
the
won't
target
stop
demo.
doing what we're doing.
Right.
We'll do different things. We'll add more things. We won't
Mhm.
stop doing the things that we're doing.
No, those
I'll
have
tell
to
you
stay.
what else we won't stop. We won't stop until we die.
Mhm.
So the next
Mhm.
segment is Chefs I Prepared for You, and this is a segment we always do in every show. This is where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night, Brian, as if we're presenting, and we present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. I'll go first. Chefs I Prepared for You, a little lemon thyme sous vide chicken breast with sauteed sweet potatoes and mixed veggies.
That sounds tasty.
I've been sous videing a lot this past week. It's just out, and now I'm just sous videing everything. Tomorrow I've got a big ribeye to sous vide. It's been sitting with rosemary and olive oil and salt and pepper on it for a long time, and now it's just ready to sous vide.
Wow.
And when you made this,
When I
did
made
you
what?
say it's lemon time?
Mm,
You did it.
it's lemon time.
It's lemon
I
time.
did.
It's lemon
When
time.
the dinner was ready, I said, "It's lemon time,"
It's lemon time.
Yeah.
and then I called someone named Clementine.
And you
Okay.
said Clementine. It's lemon
It's
time.
lemon time.
Yeah. And she said, please.
And then I
stop
called
calling
Don Lemon. I said, Clementine, it's lemon time. Let me call Don Lemon time.
me." Lemon.
You wanted to call the
limes.
Don Lemon line, which is his
The
phone-
Don Lemon line.
Which
Yeah.
is, yeah. What did you call it? And he roasts you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a night you had. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of calls too.
Yes,
yeah.
Don
That's
Don
nice.
Lemon was a bad call. I shouldn't have
He
called
might be dead.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Did he answer?
You're thinking
I
of
might-
Don Rickles, I think.
I am thinking of Don Rickles.
Yeah, I am. So let's. Who is Don
All Dons
Lemon?
look alike.
Yeah, who's Don Lemon?
You don't know who Don Lemon is? Yeah, this is not going to look good for you guys when you have this conversation with your
Oh,
wives.
he's
later.
black. Let's keep going.
This is not going to be a good
I
conversation
know
for
who he
you and
is
your
now.
wives later.
Now
I
I know
know
who
he
he
is
is now.
actually.
I know who he
is.
I was
Yeah.
doing a funny joke.
So good luck with that conversation later with your wives.
Why is my wife gonna care?
Because unlike you, she cares about black people. That's why.
I
So-
also care.
So I guess we can go on to you guys. What'd you guys have for dinner? Some
Chefs.
southern chicken. You
Chefs,
have a whole chicken roost. What'd you have?
I prepared for you creamy butternut squash pasta with sage and walnuts. I don't know if I've prepared that on this podcast before.
Creamy butternut squash pasta.
Mhm. Yeah. So you roast the butternut squash in the oven, and then you
Mhm.
You process it in the food processor, and you just mix it in with your pasta. And you put a little sage and walnut mixture that you saute ahead of time. Put that on top.
Nice.
It is okay.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
When you say
Here we go.
creamy, is it like when Sandy said that? This is a little peek into the episode we watched today. Is it like when Sandy said that her soup was super creamy and everyone was like, "This is water"?
Mhm.
Just the opposite.
Yeah.
Like when you say creamy, do you mean watery?
So the type of cream that was used was chicken stock. So in a way, yes, it is more
Yeah.
like water. The type of
Yeah.
water that you
Yeah.
mix with the butternut squash to supposedly make something creamy.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm like Sandy, fake cream.
Hey, that's okay.
It's good.
All right, Brian.
Chefs, last night I prepared for you a 3-course meal. First
Lie.
course.
This is a lie.
This is a lie because Brian was playing video games last night and his wife was cooking, and I know that for a fact.
True.
Because I was messaging him and he was online playing a video game and said,
Truth.
Carrie is cooking. And so I only have an hour because when she's done cooking, I
Nope.
gotta leave.
Pear and radicchio gorgonzola walnut salad,
You did not make anything.
diver scallops, cooked. They were cooked diver scallops.
They were cooked. Wow.
They were cooked. Yeah, we cooked them. And
We.
then the main course, of course, was is meat. It was a big is pork shoulder,
Mhm. Big pork.
on is big pork on a baguette,
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
and that's the truth.
Wow.
All right. Carrie sounds like she made quite a meal.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
lot of work.
Mhm.
Well,
Probably would
that-
have been made faster if she had help.
Any questions? I'll take questions.
Yeah. How did you
Those
prepare the
just
pork shoulder?
Oh, in the oven.
That's how you prepared it?
just in the oven. Interesting.
Just
Oh,
in the oven?
I
That's how you
prepared-
cooked it. How did you
okay.
prepare it?
Okay, so I prepared it, and I let everyone know that I was going to cook it, and then I put it in the oven.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair. That's a way to prepare. Everyone.
hmm
Yeah. And it was just on a baguette.
Yeah.
Did you like? I guess I'm trying to get around the whole how did you prepare it
Sure.
question, but we've already answered that. Well, I guess so. Was the baguette? Did you do anything to the baguette? Was it toasted? Was it?
I cut it.
Okay,
I cut the
okay.
baguette.
So it just wasn't on like a
I cut it
whole-
short ways, not
Okay.
long ways.
Okay.
And then there was like juice from the pork shoulder
Mhm.
that went on the baguette.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm cooking, y'all. I'm a real chef now. You guys inspired me to be a real chef.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
had dessert too. I didn't tell you about that.
What'd you
Oh,
have?
what's in the
Did you
dessert?
make it or did you procure it?
No, I made it.
What'd you make?
What'd you make?
So like
Such-
you know how
this
you
is
can
such a fucking lie.
you can no, this has really happened. You know,
Fucking tell us what you had for dessert if you had dessert.
Better
on,
be
hold on,
good.
hold
It
on,
better
hold
be good.
hold on. You know how like in you're eating dessert, right?
hmm
And it's cold. It's cold.
Sometimes,
It's cold.
sure. Yeah.
This one
Sometimes,
one
yeah.
was
Half the time it is.
This one was, and then the other part of it was warm, and then it went together, and it was a brownie with ice cream on it.
Okay.
Okay, got it. All right. So that's what Brian had last night.
Four-course
and that
meal.
was 4-course meal.
4-course meal. I don't consider the dessert to be a course.
You don't.
You
No.
don't?
No,
Okay, got it. All right, so
I had the
That's-
best meal out of the three. You guys look at
it
that.
kind of sounds you did, and it kind of sounds like that meal
Yeah.
would have been something special for a holiday or a holiday special. We'll be right back after this break.
Ooh.
Ooh, smooth.
And we're back. Season 3, episode 18 of Top Chef. Season 4, episode 18 of Pod Chef. Holiday special. Press play. This Brian, go ahead and tell them what the timestamp is right now for
Oh,
So
I'm
people
gonna have to
listening-
cut. There's a stuff at the beginning.
Well-
Okay, we're right at 30 minutes.
Yeah,
which
so
is
just-
about what the
Here's-
review said. I think the
So
review
if you've
said
been
30
listening
minutes.
for 30 minutes, just fast forward 30 minutes and you'll be here.
Yeah.
I would look. Here's a safe bet. Assume it's 30 minutes. Jump 30 minutes into the episode, and I can bet you're either right at the beginning or you haven't missed much
You haven't
of
missed
the
much.
review.
It's probably me finishing either an ad read or me being like, "This is what we're doing."
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
it's a holiday special, and we've got some contestants coming back, and I don't want to mess it up, so I'm gonna let Padma introduce everyone.
Welcome to the Top Chef Holiday Special. 8 of our most beloved chefs have come together for a seasonal smackdown. Stepping back into the kitchen are season 3 chefs CJ,
Is this the entire clip?
Sandy,
No, I didn't do a barbecue dish.
and Trey.
Once they see the guns, they gonna want to get back here, you know.
What is the issue with
Season
doing
2,
an
we have
intro?
This
Josie,
clip is so long.
How long is it?
Don't come holding my hand afterwards.
He's playing the
Betty.
entire intro where they name every person.
and Marcel.
You say my food lacks salt and pepper, and I'm like, yo, man, whatever.
And representing season 1 are Tiffany
You're a snake.
and Steven.
You will not succeed and you will fail horribly.
Will there be goodwill toward all? Or with $20,000 at stake, will it be a holiday from hell?
Literally a minute, perfect. So I understand why you wouldn't play that clip fully. What's the harm of the minute intro clip?
Unnecessary.
That's unnecessary. You just told us.
You could have
to
just
lie
said.
about
You could have
before
said, Steven, Marcel, and knocked it out in 10 seconds.
But I can't do it justice the way Padma can.
That's true. And, in case Brian does decide to cut this, I'll just let you know that they play definitely all the best moments that any of the contestants have. You hear Trey laughing, you hear Marcel rapping, you hear someone saying terrible things to Tiffany.
Yep.
So you get the best of them in those moments. Also,
it's a
Padma
big
says
deal.
SmackDown again. What is
Yeah.
with them and saying SmackDown? They're obsessed with it.
It's such a tie-in with wrestling.
Mhm.
Steven and Marcel have the least awkward greeting ever, where they clink glasses and just say hello and stand there and look at each other. That was
Yeah.
interesting. And then my boy Trey Baker's back finally. You know they had to do this with a bald guy. You know they had to bring a bald guy back. So Trey Baker's back. He's looking for revenge.
Mhm.
And this is where it gets kind of. I just want to jump into it. This is where it gets kind of racial, because they play what I know to be called white elephant. Instead of gift exchange, it was ingredient exchange. And do you guys call it white elephant, or do you just call it elephant?
I think I've heard it as white elephant.
Okay.
I think
And
I
is-
also called it white elephant, but they
Okay.
didn't say white elephant.
Okay, here's my thing. Is there a black elephant gift exchange?
Not that I know of or have been
Yeah.
invited to.
Same.
Okay, so no one's been invited to a black elephant gift exchange. So that's an idea
Have
out there.
you?
That's no, I have not, and I'm gonna.
Why don't
try
you
and
host
make
one?
it. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna figure that out and make it my own thing.
What are
'cause
the
that's a
rules? Do it
$1 million
now.
idea.
We're gonna enter the game room. Make
Okay.
the rules now.
Yeah, we're in the game room.
Welcome to the game room. Okay.
All right, there's
so-
no dead bodies in here. I'm looking.
I mean, I was gonna say we should first look around to make sure the game room is clean
Okay.
and nothing bad has happened in the game room.
I don't see any dead bodies.
I don't see anything
Okay.
either. I think it's fine.
Okay. Now that that's done, black elephant gift exchange.
Okay,
I
I,
think-
didn't want to bring this up, but
Yeah.
it looks like there is. I mean, maybe it's a possum or it's just a very, very large rat
Oh,
Mhm.
in the corner. I mean, it looks to be dead, but it's been in a maze for maybe a long time.
Let's not
So-
worry about the rat from Rat Trap. all right?
Okay, that's probably what that is.
All right.
Oh,
let's not
yeah,
worry
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Let's
That's
not worry
probably
about
what
the
it is.
rat that was working on Rat Trap and trapped itself and
Mhm.
died. Let's think about black elephant gift exchange. So, in my mind, immediately, white elephant gift exchange is bad gifts. So, what if black elephant gift exchange was actually good gifts? And this shit was really brutal. Like, people were getting MacBook Pros and like iPhones and cars, maybe.
I don't think
Okay,
I
but you-
understand how White Elephant works then, because I thought some of their stuff was supposed to be good.
Yeah.
There was a
well,
mixture of good and bad.
well, yeah, in the
Yeah.
show because they're doing an ingredient exchange.
Right.
But normally it's like a $10 limit on a gift for a
Ah,
White
I see.
Elephant gift exchange. So it's
So
always
with Black
crappy stuff.
Elephant, it's
It's
there's
no limit. It's almost like black market.
Oh
Oh.
gosh, and I don't want to bring this up, and I'm sorry that I am, but it does look like there is a man laying on a table who's got a bunch of open incisions on his
All right,
body.
let's get out of here. Let's get out
And-
of here.
okay. We gotta get out.
That's
We
right.
Okay,
gotta
okay.
get
That's
out.
that's
Okay.
the guy. That's the guy from that game that buzzes you all the time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Then-
Okay,
We can't be in the game room,
Yeah,
and
we
maybe
can't get
not
in
in the
there.
writers' room ever again.
It's scary.
Not in the
Yeah.
writer's room. Why is the writer's room right next door to the game room?
that's just the way that we asked them to do it. I mean, I don't think we knew what we were doing when we instructed them on how to build the house that we do things in.
Mhm.
And,
The room house.
Yeah, we were in the room
Mhm.
house, and they said, "Where do you want the writer's room?" We said, "Right there." Said, "Where do you want the game room?" We said, "I don't know, right there." Put it
I don't
next
know,
to it.
right next to it. I don't know.
Make it easy. Who cares?
What do we-
You're the fucking builder.
Yeah, you're supposed to be doing the interior design.
Yeah, I'm nobody.
I have a
This-
White Elephant gift exchange story.
Okay.
One time, this is like 9 years ago, I was doing White Elephant gift exchange, and I picked up a gift, and I got a very terrible, crappy scarf that was hand knit by someone. It was like a family get together, White Elephant gift exchange, and I got a very crappy scarf that was hand knit, and I was so upset because everyone else had like gift cards in there and like actual useful stuff. Like people were like putting in like $50 gift cards and stuff. And I was like, what is this? What is this hand knit scarf? So I held on to that scarf for an entire year. I held on to the same box for the entire year. I then rewrapped the scarf in the box and returned it to the table from whence it came the following year at the White Elephant Gift Exchange. And the same person who made said scarf opened up that gift.
Oh, so you got taught a lesson by Karma.
No, I didn't open it. She opened it.
Right.
And I saw visibly on her face, be like, wait a minute, isn't this my scarf?
How did
And
she play it?
She played it like she wanted it, but someone else traded for the scarf for her. Someone wanted that scarf. And I was
Your
like,
hands are clean.
my hands are clean. I
Yeah.
made out with a gift card that year.
I think that's
But I was
how
like-
money laundering works.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want this scarf. And I was so mad. I was like, I'm just going to set this aside and bring it back at the next gift exchange.
So it was a handmade scarf.
Handmade scarf.
I mean,
And another gift exchange at work, I bought a can of Spam. And I thought it was going to be a gag gift. But man, that can of Spam was actually kind of popular.
And now I'm worried that you've invoked a certain someone who lives in your apartment.
Oh,
No, I doubt that he's like the Spam man.
Oh no!
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Did I
worried
hear you
about.
guys talking about Spam?
And now I wonder if you even jumped ahead 30 minutes, this still isn't good enough because we've not really gone to the episode very much.
Yeah.
So maybe do 40 minutes.
Hey, can you back up, please? We're not talking about that anymore. So just go away. I'm the Spam man.
Oh God, he's
Spam man. Maybe we should also timestamp when the Spam man is in and put that in the notes in case people
Yeah.
don't want to hear the Spam man. And I see he's still hovering behind you.
Yeah, he's hovering. He's gonna hover now because I summoned him. But
is he really tall or does he not touch the ground?
He's taller than me,
Okay,
and I don't know
okay.
why you have to bring that up because you know I'm 6'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tall, just
You
like
you heard
CJ.
about me in the script. I'm 6'8".
Yeah.
Jamal knows about my white elephant story. I wrote a sketch called White Elephant and I read it in a sketch room and I was they were like, is this how you really feel? And I was like, like everyone thought that I was a white supremacist because I wrote a sketch. I wrote a sketch where everyone bought MAGA hats to hand out to people.
I thought
And
it was funny.
And the joke is like, a MAGA hat, ha ha ha. And at the end,
Yeah.
they all put them on and they all do the salute
Stand
Hitler
up
thing.
and salute, yeah.
The instructor was like, is this what you want to happen?
Oh, no. I mean,
I
fair
got the humor in
reaction. Fair reaction from a group of people that maybe don't know you.
Yeah. They did not know his humor.
They were worried.
It
But
was like
then they
the
got to
last
know
day
you.
of class.
Yeah.
That's how I left them.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Is this what you want to happen?
It's like, no, it's a sketch. I
Didn't a sketch like that get made though?
don't know. They steal my idea.
I could have sworn there was a sketch like that actually got made
One mind.
because I was like, this looks like Brian's sketch.
Probably.
And they just stole your idea. We know
Everybody
that's-
wants the freaking black truffle can.
Yeah. So did we intro what the quickfire is?
It's a white elephant ingredient exchange
Yeah.
that they have to pick ingredients from underneath the Christmas tree. Oh crap! I can't say that. Holiday tree.
Holiday tree.
And Chef Repair is there as a guy wearing a red
Spoiler
suit who
alert.
comes down your chimney and might deliver gifts
Yeah.
depending on the holiday you celebrate.
Who knows his name? No one.
And also,
Christopher.
they were like, "Who is this person?" We knew who he was because he was like, "Ho ho ho!" It was
Yeah,
like,
he was-
that's clearly
Yeah, he
mean-
kept going ho ho ho
Exactly. It was a
very,
ho ho ho,
very
and like
obvious.
Batman was like, no, H-O-H-O-H-O ho ho ho.
Yeah, it was very obvious.
Yeah,
Batman was getting so
I
angry
was like,
about
okay, it's Chef Repair.
We all
You did
knew it.
it. Mm.
Tom threw papers over his head. He was so angry in the back of the shot. He
Yeah.
was like, God damn it!
Everything's wrong.
I should have been Santa Claus.
Did you guys see when they were cooking the quickfire that Marcel had eggs cooking on his bottom shelf?
And he like,
Yeah.
kinda
What was
had,
that
like,
all
a
about?
thing.
Did they have burners underneath that or something? How did that?
I don't know how that
Like-
worked. Like it was like they had him cooking it, pan down, and there was
Yeah.
like two like skillets with like cooked eggs beneath them, and I was like,
Just
what's
like
happening here?
Were they
Flat
just super
eggs.
hot? And then he
Maybe.
like took the pans off the burner and just put them down on stainless steel, so they were like still conducting
Yeah, it
heat.
was still like working. Maybe that was really weird, and
Yeah.
that fucked me up for the rest of the episode because I was like, what happened?
Here's something that bothered me about that as well. I don't like food getting close to the ground.
Yeah,
So that made me feel like something could have fallen in there. I don't. I want food to be waist high or higher when
yeah.
you're cooking it, waist level or higher. I
If
don't
it
want
goes below
food.
the waist,
If it goes below kneecaps, I
I
don't
don't want that food.
the food that was down. I want your ankle food.
No,
No.
you can put it in
So-
a drawer if it's
Yeah.
higher than your waist. Go ahead, put it in a drawer.
Yeah,
But below
if you can
that,
hold it,
no.
if you can hold it above your head, that's ideal for me. If
that's.
you can prevent it
I mean,
above your
that's
head,
the cleanest
that's what I want.
food.
That's what I
the
want.
cleanest food. And above most people's head is just waist level for CJ.
Yes,
Right, yeah, so-
exactly.
Yeah. CJ and his nutcracker. And very fitting for him, remember? He had cancer. Very funny.
So many jokes about that. Also, Josie can't find a can opener, and they
Yep.
zoom in on one that she couldn't find.
I
Very
cannot believe
mean.
that there's no one who could have like pointed like it's
Yeah.
right here. Like
Yeah,
it's
no
right
one.
here.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the camera crew is like, oh, we can't interfere with the animals.
Yeah, it's the same reason
Wow,
that you
wow.
let things die when you're National Geographic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to let
Yeah, this
nature
is the,
takes
this
its
is the
course.
exact same thing. You're right.
And
Yeah.
then in a way it did, because when she told Padma that, Padma went, "What?" She was so angry
She
about
I was
it.
like, what?
What are you talking about?
I was told to be truffles.
Yeah. She got no
Where
truffles,
are the
and she was
truffles?
So pissed. Yeah.
So Marcel, Betty, and CJ were the favorites of the quickfire, and then CJ wins with his shrimp dish. Good for you, CJ. You finally won something. So for the elimination, they had to make 3 courses for 9 different diners, and they had to serve them all at the same time. So it was like this big holiday.
Just so much food.
Oh my God.
A lot of food.
I want to know what they did with the food that wasn't served.
That's the best part of this episode.
Like, what did they do with the food
Trays
that
and
wasn't served?
trays of food. They were
Yeah.
like, get the fuck out of here. And they're like, I have 800 pieces of food. And they're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. Because the thing was, if they pick you, everyone serves at the same time, and then they eliminate 2 judges each course, and so it's like you have to make your next course and then come out, and they go, "Yeah, we don't. You're out. Your first course out." So it's
Yeah.
like they literally were walking back in the kitchen with trays full of food.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do they do with all that food?
It did give us the wonderful moment of showing Steven. Steven gets eliminated first with Sandy. I guess we'll hear that maybe. But he is holding a tray of food
It's
and
huge.
has such a sad look on his face when he's like, when they basically are like, get out of here. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, happy holidays.
He's gonna be in the parking lot for them later.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Yeah.
gonna like murder them.
Because Steven's mind, he's like, I paired so many wines with all these
Mhm.
courses, and now I can't serve them.
Yeah.
What a waste. So they go shopping at Whole Foods, and for the first time in this show, this shopping at Whole Foods feels more like a paid live commercial.
It was
for
the
Whole Foods.
plant. It was
Definitely
a
Like
plant.
was.
like the way they're selling, like, usually we have to fight and scrap to get some stuff. at the meat counter, but this Whole Foods just had such a huge collection of fresh meats available. I was like, "What is this? Is this a
Yeah.
commercial?"
The
doing?
produce was amazing.
The
at
produce
Whole
was
Foods.
amazing at Whole Foods.
There was one thing that was gross though. I don't know what it was called, but Trey wanted some, and then
Yeah.
Steven took all of them, and he was like, "Good, those are gross anyway."
Yeah, he was
Celery
like, "These are too
root.
green.
Celery
I'm not
root.
ready."
Which maybe that's why Trey didn't win.
Is celery
Yeah.
root just celery that people call celery root? Like beetroot is just beets.
I mean, it is. So it's celery, but it's like the root of the celery. You know,
But what is the root? Like the bottom part of the celery?
the part underground.
Yeah.
But when people say beetroot, they mean the beet itself, right?
So when they say beetroot, they mean the part of the beet that is the root.
No, they mean the route in which the beet would take.
Oh, the route that it would take. Okay,
Beet route,
beet route.
beet route.
celery route.
There were yucky celery routes there. He didn't want them. Good.
He didn't
He
want
didn't
'em.
want them.
So they get back.
Goose. CJ bought a
There was.
goose.
Yeah,
CJ
he's like, let me look at that goose. He looks
CJ
like,
cooked.
It's a good goose.
CJ cooked his goose.
He was CJ was doing the thing where you like don't you just like pretend like you know what this is.
Yeah.
This is a good goose.
Yeah, he just grabbed it and looked at it. And was
Very
like, huh,
De
nice.
Niro. It's a good goose. It's a good goose.
This goose. This
I get
goose.
this goose.
2 arms, 2 legs. Goose. Let's go.
Wait, the goose has 2 arms.
2 arms, 2 legs. Let's go.
The arm still like
I think that's a
That's a
person.
goose.
Yeah.
This is a good goose.
There's like a goose.
The
I wanna make a
goose.
good goose.
Hey, where's the goose? There's the goose.
So they get back, and Tom comes out, and they play the military music, which I enjoyed.
Bum, 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 bum.
How's it going?
Chef, long time to see.
Yeah,
How are you?
Good, I'm good. What have you been up to?
Just working on my restaurant project. Actually been
Okay.
out of the kitchen completely since
Really?
I saw you last at the All-Star Challenge. So it was a little rusty, but things, it's like riding a bike.
Sure, cool. So what are you preparing?
Right now, I'm actually working on the 3rd course.
Okay.
If I make it that far. So hopefully will.
And what are you doing for the first?
Guy's not going to make it far. He's no confidence.
Tom came in and asked him, "What are you up to?" And he said, "Well, I'm not cooking right now. I'm doing a restaurant." He's like, "No, you asshole! Right now in the
Literally
kitchen.
right now. What are you doing? I don't give a
I
shit.
don't give a shit what you're doing." And then I think Tom made up for that because when Winston talks to Tiffany, he's like, "Hey, you're opening up a restaurant, right?" Because he's like, "Maybe I should be having some small talk with
I
you."
gotta be specific. What are you
Yeah.
doing at this very moment in this restaurant?
Yeah.
I guess I got to catch up with all these people. I'm really only interested in what they're cooking right now.
Yeah.
It's my job.
Everyone seemed excited to see Tom. Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Yeah.
What did CJ keep calling him? He kept being weird with him. He kept being like, bro. He kept calling him bro or something like that. He kept being like, yeah, bro.
He was calling him bald, bro.
Bald bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom wants that traditional holiday food. He wants to see it taken up a notch. They serve the first course, and then you have 30 minutes after serving the first course to get your second course ready, which is like no time at all. I mean, that's an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
With the commercials.
with the commercials. And I don't know if I want to say this joke. This should be cut, I think. Steven went with a pasta dish in the first one, and he did it all for the gnocchi.
Keep it in.
Keep it in, though.
Keep it in. All right.
Yeah.
Steven did it all for the gnocchi, and he still got kicked out because it was bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he's not Superman. He needs to be making his restaurant at home and not here cooking.
So
he
now
can't
that
do
you
it
say-
all.
Now that you say that, let's listen to that.
Of course, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate it. Happy holidays, everyone.
Delicate to put down my second course. I am disappointed. You don't want to not serve everything that you've created, especially the dish that I have in my hand right now is a really awesome dish.
I think this competition of the holidays here in Chicago is a reality check for me. I think I'm really starting to understand that, I'm not Superman and I can't be doing everything at once. If I'm building a restaurant, I'm not in the kitchen, but I'm now more coming to what my dreams have been for myself, a restaurateur.
And when I think of Superman, I think it's like Superman cooks and he also runs the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's his superpower. Multitasking.
Because he can literally go that fast around the restaurant.
Yes.
He can do everything.
He can do it all. And it's like, Steven, yes, you're a great actor. Yes, eventually you're going to win a lot of Golden Globes. But right now, no, you have to wear one hat, and it's
Yeah.
guy who runs restaurant.
People forget that Superman can literally run faster than Flash. So like
Yeah.
you see the Flash using
Cannon.
Speed Force and like slowing
Mhm.
down time. Superman literally can do that and
Mhm.
faster.
And people also forget that the S doesn't stand for super.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Sous chef.
Yeah, sous chef. Because he's always, it's like the whole white belt mentality thing.
Yeah.
He's always learning. He's
Yep.
he's always a student.
He doesn't
never
ever think
a
he's
black belt.
above it. He doesn't ever think he's above
Mm-mm.
learning something new from someone else.
Yeah.
So it's on to the second course. Padma and CJ are still flirting for whatever reason. I don't understand this. I'm starting to think that's why CJ was invited back.
Do you guys think Sandy's dish was actually awesome? Their second dish,
The
'Cause
second
especially my
one?
second dish, because it's an awesome dish.
No, I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
think
she
so.
was eating it when she was talking about that. She's like, it's so good. And you
Yeah.
guys aren't going to get none of it. And they're like,
You
well,
don't
actually,
get
we
to
might
have
need it for
any
later.
of this. You don't get to
Yeah.
have any of this.
Yeah.
Josie makes Oyster Rockefeller in the second round. I have no idea what that is.
Josie was fucking up this whole episode.
Yeah, I like her a lot. She's so fun. She wears her Huttern sleeve. She's fun.
She was great. She mentions that something happens to her, and of course, we all probably Googled it.
I did.
Or I did at least, and it was
I did.
horrible.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
Yeah, women are mean.
That's your takeaway?
Yeah, so she's had a tough time, so maybe it's like harder for her to focus on cooking, but she does some oysters. Does she get eliminated at that point? Second
Yes.
round?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does. Let's see here. I'm trying to understand why I wrote this. Did you guys write this? The woman guest
I wrote
judge
this.
says-
Okay,
Okay, because I'm like looking at this and like, I didn't
because
write
they are
this.
talking about Trey's mac and cheese, and the white woman, special guest woman, says like something along the lines of, "Mac and cheese isn't my family's holiday traditional food," and it was
Yeah.
like, that's racist.
Yeah,
She
no
did
shit,
say
white
that.
woman. It's not. And now I'm racist. See what you did?
Well, she also she kind of called everyone in, and she's like she leaned her head in to say that, and she kind of like she wanted to make sure no one. I think she thought like the camera couldn't see her.
So yeah, Betty and Josie are sent home after the second course because they both overcooked their food. Trey and Marcel are served basically the same dish, and I just gotta say, visually, just looking at Trey's dish, I want to eat those lamb chops that are like, were they Parmesan crusted lamb
think
chops?
so, yeah.
Way more than I want that big, huge lamb chunk that Marcel made, and he was like purposefully didn't sear them. Like, get the hell out of here! You sear lamb.
You
right?
always see her. What was he playing at? I think he
What
was
was he
trying to
doing?
do something that wasn't him. Marcel,
Yeah.
just do yourself. Do all
Yeah,
the
make a
weird
foam.
science bullshit. Yeah, make a foam.
Big ups to the
Uh,
producers for the editors on this to have like to show the clip of Marcel explaining how he likes to cook his lamb before the judges are like, "This is not how you cook a lamb."
Yeah.
And so when he gets eliminated, he's like, "Oh, okay." Like he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did him dirty.
Yeah.
Made him look like quite an idiot, which leads me to believe, along with all the whole things of him being physically abused in front of everyone, that no one at Top Chef really likes Marcel.
Yeah.
He also was like, "I'm just happy to be back. It's all behind." It's just like, what the fuck? You had the worst time on Top Chef of all time,
Yeah.
and you're like happy to be back.
Yeah. Happy
So-
to make that 20K, which another thing they say a million times. They really want you to know how
Yeah.
much they're going to get.
Which is really like
Could really use that $20,000.
$12K
Yeah,
after
CJ especially.
taxes.
Yeah, CJ, I think CJ's like, could really use that $20,000.
I think CJ was going through a tough time because he was
Yeah,
like,
I think
really,
he was.
he's
He
like,
was.
I really need that 20,000. He's like, I'm in with some bad people right
Yeah.
now, and they need my money.
They're gonna break my
Um,
thumbs.
So the finale is down to Trey and Tiffany's butterscotch pudding put her in the finale. So they have to make one more dish. So that's the surprise ending. They're like, go with the
Fucking-
food that's back there. Go make a extra course. And it's like, what? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Tiffany fucking
Messed
hated
up.
this so.
Yeah,
she was like,
so
"Why
much.
did I come here?" She was
Yeah.
so angry.
She was
And then
"Of
Pavin
course,
trying to like
this is the game."
playfully. Pavin tries to playfully be like, "What are you waiting for? Go start."
Yeah. She was
And
Yeah.
Tiffany's like, "Fuck you." Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like,
I'm being
am-
so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, we tricked you guys again.
Yeah.
Dance for the money, monkey.
Yeah.
She was holding the check up
Yeah.
and kind of waving it in front of him. She's like, make me another dish.
Yeah.
I'm still
So-
hungry. I need more food.
CJ breaks
There's
through the
leftovers
He's
to
like,
make.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll make you as many dishes as you
I'll
want.
make you whatever you I'm down bad.
Please, God.
So the chefs
They
are in the
called
back.
my house. They went to my daughter's school. Please. I didn't want to do
I only know how to cook competitively. That's the only way I can make money.
I only know how to cook competitively and gamble on the horsies, which I'm bad at.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Yeah, I'm tall. Thank you.
And this is before Squid Game, so I can't do it that way.
Yeah. So the chefs go in the back and they get help from the chefs who were eliminated but still had to be in the back, and they were like nibbling on food, and then they had to see
Put
what
that
was
shit
left
down.
over.
Make
Yeah,
me
put that shit
food
down.
with it.
I need that shit. What do you have? Tell me what you have. And they split up, and Steven, Trey asked Steven, I mean, this is a big deal, and Steven doesn't understand this. When a bald guy asks you for help and you turn him down, you've now closed the door forever. Not just for that bald guy, but pretty much all bald guys. Because
And
I
I
saw
think
that
he-
and I said, Steven, don't fumble this. When a bald guy asks you, he's like, hey, come in. I'm bringing you in. And you pass him up, it's over.
Yeah, and I think Steven knew because he came by later. He was like, "Hey, Tiffany had already asked me. I really didn't want. I don't even like Tiffany. I really, really wanted to hang out with you."
Yeah.
And Trey is just like looking down. He just kind of shrugged his shoulders and shook his head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Trey was like, yeah, I mean, I asked you. So
That's it, man.
I wanted you to help. So let's listen to this transition to Top Chef when they go to the judges table.
Happy holidays to all of you, and thank you for joining us. Happy holidays. Okay, guys, who's going home packing $20,000?
That was very Harry Potter-esque.
Top Chef, they got to cook so much and eat
Yeah.
all the food today.
It sounds like music that you would play under like evil people's smiles getting progressively bigger and bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
And it gets like bigger than the
Yeah.
whole head.
The Grinch.
Yeah, it's like a Grinch song.
So Tiffany's dish wins. Let's listen.
Tiffany. Congratulations. You are the winner.
Yeah.
All right, so Tiffany wins this. She finally won something in Top Chef. It just took all the other winners of Top Chef not to be here.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tiffany. You're still a fan favorite.
Can I just say that I don't think Trey lost because he did get a bunch of books.
So
Yeah.
many books.
They were all
A big
signed,
stack
too.
Of books. Yes,
So
autographed.
many books. They were autographed
Yes.
books?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
They're
And
all
you know
signed.
what? Knowledge, you can't put a price tag on knowledge.
Mm-mm.
I mean, colleges and universities try to, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
You definitely can't put a price tag on signed memorabilia.
And it's priceless too. Knowledge is priceless. You know what you can't do with knowledge? Sell
Put a
it.
price. Yep.
Sell
Can't
it.
sell it.
Can't sell knowledge.
Mm-mm. You can't. You know what? Can't tax knowledge either.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
The government can't get their greedy hands on knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried. Uncle Sam tries. He's to put his hand in your pocket. He's like, "Give me that knowledge. Give me 10% of that knowledge." He's like,
Get your hand out of my pocket.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He comes sneaking.
All
around.
right.
Give me that
So that was the episode. It's time
knowledge,
for
give me knowledge. Give me knowledge.
it's time for the ending bits that we like to do. And the first one is called Brian Jackson in Action, where Brian tells us a moment of time in the last week where he was in action. Go ahead, Brian.
Got a flu shot yesterday.
All right.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
All right. And one more closing segment, which is brand new. that we discussed ahead of time, so Reeves has read it.
Mm.
This is called A Rebellious Act from Reeves. This is where Reeves tells us about an act in the past week that was kind of a little sneaky rebellious.
I had 2 LaCroix today.
Wow. And take that,
Yep.
big soda.
Big soda in your fucking face.
All right, well, that's it for
Well,
us.
no,
here.
so we do have a third ending thing, and this is also planned. It's very planned, so Jamal knows this one. And it's called Jamal's Having a Ball, and it's a time in the past week that Jamal had a good time. Jamal?
There's a lot of Halo news has been coming out, so I've just been loving all the videos I can watch on the new Halo game that's coming out.
You know, that's an aspect of your life that we haven't touched on this podcast, that you
Yep,
are
we're
a
not going to. So
Halo
thank you for joining us here
guy.
on season 4, episode 18, Pod Chef. Until next time, we're going to pick our nose.
Okay, guys, who's going home packing $20,000?